The Last Free Man. Chapter 4. The hunt begins. We run. The tunnel bends sharply to the left, the walls narrowing around us. The metal grates beneath my feet vibrate with every step. The distant clank of boots behind us grows louder, closer. They're coming fast. Arik moves ahead, his posture rigid, controlled. Ren stays just behind him, her movements precise, practiced. She's done this before. I haven't. My breath burns in my throat, my body protesting the sudden sprint. But I can't stop. Sable pulls up beside me. Faster, Professor. I grit my teeth and push forward. The tunnel splits ahead. Two paths. Arik doesn't hesitate. Left. We turn sharply, but so do the enforcers. A voice echoes through the tunnel behind us. Halt immediately! The cold, mechanical tone of Harmony's enforcer units. No emotion, no hesitation. Just compliance. A second later, the first gunshot cracks through the air. A bullet slams into the metal wall beside me, sparks flying. I flinch, nearly losing my footing. Sable grabs my arm, yanking me forward. Keep moving. Ahead, Ren reaches a rusted access hatch. She drops into a crouch, fingers working rapidly to undo the locking mechanism. Arik turns, pulling a compact sidearm from his belt. Cover her. Sable is already moving, pulling me behind a pile of rusted pipes. Another shot rings out, this one closer. I barely register the snap of metal as Ren yanks the hatch open. Go! She shouts. Arik fires once before pulling back, sprinting toward the exit. I don't hesitate. I dive through the opening, dropping into the darkness below. I land hard on cold concrete. My hands scrape against the rough surface as I catch myself. Sable lands beside me, rolling to her feet. Arik and Ren follow seconds later. Above, the sound of gunfire rips through the tunnel. Ren doesn't waste time. She slams a manual override switch on the wall. The hatch seals shut. Silence. I press my back against the wall, my breath ragged. My heart pounds so loudly it's all I can hear. We lost them, Sable says, exhaling sharply. For now, Ren mutters. She turns toward Arik. We can't go back that way. Arik nods. We won't. I glance around. The space is unfamiliar. Darker, colder. Where are we? I ask. Ren exhales. The last place they'll look. She turns toward a rusted doorway and pulls it open. Inside, the faint glow of forgotten technology flickers to life. I step forward, and for the first time, I realize exactly what we've stumbled into. An old Harmony command station, abandoned, hidden, and still operational. The dim glow from the monitors casts strange shadows across the abandoned station. The room is larger than I expected, lined with rusted consoles and blinking terminals. The air is thick with dust, but the hum of electricity is unmistakable. It shouldn't be working. But it is. Ren moves first, stepping toward one of the consoles. Her fingers skim across the surface, brushing away layers of dust. The screen flickers, stabilizes. This place is still online, she murmurs. Unbelievable. I take a step forward. What is this? Arik's voice is grim. An old Harmony command relay. Back when the system was still being built, they used places like this to coordinate before they fully centralized. Sable whistles low. So it's a relic. Ren shakes her head. Number, it's more than that. She glances at Arik. This is a forgotten node, off the grid. That means we can use it. Arik nods. and no one will know. Sable leans against a rusted console. All right, let's not celebrate yet. We just barely escaped and we're not safe. How long before they start sweeping this area? Ren frowns. Not immediately. They'll assume we went deeper into the tunnel network. Not here. Still, Arik mutters. We need to move fast. I exhale, running a hand through my hair. My heart is still pounding from the chase. We have access, I say. But access to what? Ren glances at me, then back to the console. She types a command, her fingers moving swiftly. For a second, nothing happens. Then, text floods the screen. Lines of data, archived transmissions, encrypted logs, old records from a time before Harmony had perfected its grip. Sable leans in. What are we looking at? Ren's eyes flick across the screen. Internal logs, restricted files. Some of these are decades old. My pulse quickens. Records, unaltered, untouched. The kind of history Harmony never allowed people to see. Ren scrolls further, then stops. Her expression darkens. What? I step closer. She doesn't answer. Instead, she pulls up a specific file. The text loads slowly, pixelated and distorted with age. I read the header line. Project Dawn Initiative, Evaluation Report. My stomach drops. I don't know what it means, but I know it's important. And I know Harmony never meant for us to find it. I don't blink. I don't breathe. The words Project Dawn Initiative glow on the screen, stark against the darkness. I have never seen this before. Never even heard whispers of it in the archives. That means it was meant to be erased. Ren sits at the console, her fingers flying over the keys. More data scrolls into view, corrupted fragments, missing timestamps. Whatever this is, it's old. I lean closer. Can you open it? She exhales sharply. It's encrypted, but I can try. Arik crosses his arms. How long? Ren doesn't look up. A few minutes. Maybe more. We don't have a few minutes. Sable shifts beside me, her posture tense. I don't like this. Arik nods. Neither do I. I glance at them. Why? He gestures at the screen. Because Harmony doesn't just delete files. If they buried this, it means one of two things. I swallow hard. Either it was never meant to be found. Sable finishes the thought. Or someone tried to find it before and didn't live to talk about it. A cold weight settles in my chest. Ren doesn't stop working. Her focus is absolute. I can see the way she moves. No hesitation, no wasted effort. She knows exactly what she's doing. Seconds stretch. Every tick of the console feels deafening. Then, suddenly, a soft ping. Ren sits back. We're in. The file expands. A single image loads first. A map of Neo-Aden. But it's different. The city isn't the same rigid structure I know. There are extra sectors, entire districts that don't exist anymore. Sable frowns. This isn't right. Arik leans in. Number, it's not. Ren clicks into the next document. A detailed manifest. Names, locations, timeframes. I scan the list, my pulse climbing. These are people. Ren nods, her face unreadable. Disappeared citizens. Hundreds of them. I inhale sharply. I've seen redacted records before, but never like this. I scroll further until I reach the final entry. The name sends ice through my veins. Evelyn Vale. The room goes silent. I don't move. No one does. Because if this is real, then Evelyn Vale, the woman who built Harmony, was erased before it even began. No one speaks. The room is silent except for the faint hum of the monitors, the glow of the screen casting sharp shadows across our faces. I stare at the name. Evelyn Vale, the woman who built Harmony, the architect of our reality. Erased. I force myself to breathe. This doesn't make sense. Arek's voice is low. It makes perfect sense. I turn to him. How? How does this make any sense? He exhales, his jaw tight. Because Harmony was never about Vale. It was about control. I shake my head. But she is Harmony. She created everything, the laws, the structure, the system. How could she have been erased? Ren's fingers move over the console again, pulling up more files. We need to see everything. The screen flickers. New data scrolls into view. Text logs, fragmented reports, a classified transcript. I focus on the transcript. The words are clipped, formal, urgent. Classified transmission log, Project Dawn, date, redacted. Sender, Command Headquarters. Receiver, Internal Operations. Subject Vale has been flagged as unstable. Initiative requires leadership transition. Control is paramount. Order must be maintained. Proceed with Phase 3. Eliminate discrepancies. Neo Aiden must not fall. The words burn into my mind. Phase 3. Eliminate discrepancies. A chill rolls down my spine. They turned on her. Ren nods. They didn't just erase history. They erased her. Sable exhales slowly and replaced her with the version they wanted. I step back, feeling the weight of it. I've always known Harmony lies. I've seen it in the archives, in the carefully rewritten histories. But this is something else. This isn't just revision. It's a coup. Arek leans against the console. If this gets out, it shatters everything. Sable shakes her head. Number not yet. People won't believe it. They've spent years worshipping Vale. You don't just undo that with a file dump. She's right. The truth alone isn't enough. We need proof. We need something undeniable. I turn back to Ren. What else is in these files? Her fingers fly over the keys. Give me a minute. The screen floods with new data. And then she stops. Her face goes pale. I step forward. What? She swallows hard. Then she looks at me. There's a live feed. My breath catches. From where? She hesitates. Then, the original Evelyn Vale. I freeze. The room tilts around me. She's not dead. She's alive. And Harmony has been keeping her prisoner. The silence is suffocating. I stare at Ren, her words still hanging in the air like a death sentence. Evelyn Vale is alive. The woman who built Harmony. The woman who was erased. And we just found her. I step closer to the console. Show me. Ren hesitates, her fingers hovering over the keys. I see the conflict in her expression, the sharp wariness of someone who has seen too much, who knows that some truths shouldn't be uncovered. Then finally, she types the command. The screen flickers. For a second, nothing happens. Then, the feed stabilizes. A grainy security camera image fills the monitor. A small windowless room. Metal walls. A single overhead light. The kind of place you put something you never want the world to see. And sitting in the center of it, a woman. She's older than I expected, not the cold, polished version of Evelyn Vale that Neo-Eden worships, the one on every holoboard, every official broadcast. This woman is different. Her hair is streaked with gray, falling in loose waves around her face. She wears simple, unmarked clothing, nothing like the pristine white uniforms of Harmony's leaders. She looks tired. But it's her eyes that stop me. There's something still alive in them. Something sharp. Something Harmony hasn't broken. She shifts slightly, glancing up toward the camera, as if she knows we're watching. My breath catches. Sable exhales. Holy shit. Arik doesn't say a word. Ren leans in, scanning the feed details. This signal's buried deep. It's not on the main grid. This is an isolated server. That means she's not in any official database. I swallow hard. Can you trace it? She shakes her head. Not from here. The encryption is layered. I can try, but... She hesitates. If I push too hard, Harmony's going to notice. I press my hands against the console, my mind racing. She's alive. Which means Harmony didn't just erase her history. They locked her away. Sable speaks first. If we can get her out... She's the proof, Arik says, cutting her off. His voice is tight, controlled. If we can show people the real Evelyn Vale, if we can expose this... He doesn't finish. He doesn't have to. Because I already know what he means. This isn't just about information anymore. This is a rescue mission. And if we pull this off, Harmony falls.
That's it for this chapter of The Last Free Man. If you're enjoying the story and want to see what happens next, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps get this audiobook out to more people. New chapters drop every week, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. You won't want to miss what's coming next. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think of the story so far. And if you know someone who would love this world, share this video with them. The Resistance needs all the help it can get. Until next time, stay free.